Welcome to Rex Living, where everyday life gets a little more beautiful. Today, I am actually going to refresh my faux flower arrangement. You may have seen the previous video about arranging faux flowers and the things to look for when you're choosing faux flowers, but today I'm going to transition this arrangement that I did before from an early spring arrangement with its light, soft pinks, a little bit cooler pinks, into a little bit warmer, a little bit more summery, kind of going into those warmer months as we approach summertime, by adding in some different colors of pinks and corals and just kind of heating it up just a little bit, making it feel just a little bit more summery. So to get started, I'm going to talk to you guys about the plants that I've got. I grabbed some faux ZZ here, so something that looks sort of tropical. It's not exactly as much as going and putting in palms or something like that to make it feel extremely tropical, but ZZs are great. If you saw the last video, I talked about how things that look fake in nature actually do really well as faux. So I've got some of that for some filler and greenery. We've got these lilies here. These are almost like faux rubrum lilies, and what I like about these a lot is that they've got a lot of color variation. They are seasonal right now. They're seasonal to the warmer months. I've got some out in the yard that are getting ready to bloom, so they're very appropriate for this arrangement here. As you can see, the petals are completely different colors, and they look really beautiful here for this arrangement. A little bit warmer, a little bit more like a coral color. We've also got some roses here in a coral, which are very beautiful indeed. In the last video, I talked about how I added these roses in here that were not quite appropriate for the season yet, but they kind of matched the arrangement, so they looked really pretty with the arrangement. You can see that they're a little bit of a cooler pink, so that cooler pink, we're actually going to be removing a lot of that cool pink and putting in this much warmer coral tone into the arrangement to make it feel more summery. And then lastly, I've got some more ranunculus here in a coral tone. I added some ranunculus here last time. Actually, no, I didn't put it in. I take that back. I was going to put some ranunculus in. I didn't actually end up putting it in here, but yeah, so we've got some ranunculus here to put in. What this does is it's got a nice furry texture, which is really realistic. These blooms are very pretty. They're coral, and then you can see how the color changes into this sort of creamy color into this dark center, which is very, very nice for this arrangement. So as I get started here, I'm looking at my arrangement. I love my protea, so I'm going to keep those in. I look at the things that are very sort of spring-like. That's these cherry blossoms, so I'm going to remove these first. Take these guys out. I only had 3 of them, so that's great. So we will take these and get rid of those for now. I'm going to take out the hydrangea. The hydrangea was filling a lot of space in the flower arrangement here. And I will be moving into a blue hydrangea later in the summer, so you will see that as I transition this one later on in the season. But let's just get all the hydrangea out. You can see it's taking pretty much most of the mass out of the arrangement here now that all of this fluff is out. Like I said, I'm going to take out these roses because they're a little bit of a cooler pink. So we're going to get these guys out of here. So what am I left with? I'm left with the Proteus, I'm left with olive branches, and I'm left with this sort of lamb's ear. And this guy here, which I'm not really sure what this is called, but it's got a great texture to it. So I think I actually might keep these guys in for some texture. And they've got a little bit of cool pink in there and the warmer pink, the warmer coral pink. So I think I'm going to keep these guys in here because I think that they will go with what I'm going for here. So let's pull out the lamb's ear. I think that that's giving it a little bit of a more early spring sort of pastel vibe. So we'll take that guy out. Of course, we still have that color here in the Proteus and in some of the olive branches, so we're not completely getting rid of it. And it's going to come back in the ranunculus stems as well. But you can see we're here. This is what we're left with. Not a bad looking arrangement, honestly, in this current form, but we're going to go ahead and start filling things back in. My real volume flower this time is the lily. So we're going to start with the lily, going in with that. She is kind of the star of the show this time. So we are just going to pop these in as much as we can, odd numbers. These are 5 stems here. Again, I got these at HomeGoods. I highly recommend visiting your local HomeGoods. They have great faux flowers. Way better than Michael's, honestly. Michael's, you know, I don't know. Their faux flowers have just gotten kind of expensive and they don't look as realistic as the ones that I've been getting from HomeGoods. So, you know, you can make up your own mind about how you feel about that, but for me, HomeGoods is my go-to place for getting some faux that look really realistic. So the next thing I want to go in with, I'm going to save these. Let's go in with these roses. Really just because there's so many of them. I bought 2 separate packs of these, and like I said in the last video, they look really realistic because they have different sizes. So you can see there's like a large, a medium, and a small. But we're just going to start filling in with these guys. Using my Lazy Susan here to spin the arrangement as I go around, which is supremely helpful. Mixing in. This one's a little floppy, so let's tuck it way back in there, but it's kind of nice to see how it's kind of peeking out from the bottom here. That looks very real. So look for moments like that where you can make it a little less uniform. That's a nice moment there. Throw some in here. Again, like I said in the last video, the stems make a web down in the vase that make it so that it, all the different flowers kind of tuck into it and make it so that you have something to stick into. That's looking pretty good, very wild. I like that. Let's go in now with our ranunculus. This guy's really going to stand out because of the lighter pastel green stem. So you're really going to notice the stem a little bit more, but it kind of adds a little bit of highlight to this arrangement, which is nice. See there how it's kind of tilting over a little bit. You can correct it a little bit because they all have wire in them, but it's kind of nice to have some things kind of high, kind of low. Whoop. Dropping things here. Absolutely stunning colors here. Coral is really one of my favorite colors to work with. I prefer it over the sort of cooler pink. I just have always been attracted to this more orangey pink, but very, very pretty there. It's got lots of nice color variation. It's adding so much highlight to this arrangement. So that does it for our flowers. And now just to take it up a notch into the tropical realm, we're going to add these faux ZZs here. I have lots of real ZZs around my house, but they're all planted, so I don't touch them for arrangements. But this is a great way to just make this feel a little bit more tropical, a little less sort of dusty from the olive branches, and just turn this into something that feels just a little bit more summery as we start to go into the warmer months here. And like I said, I'll change up this arrangement again, sort of mid to late summer, using some other flowers that I've got that feel a little bit more timely for that time of the summer. This is looking pretty good. You know, leaving the olive in there sort of helps it to relate to the color of the vase, which is a little bit more of a soft green. It also helps to tie it back to my kitchen. You see my kitchen, how soft and green it is. So I think we're done here. So very beautiful arrangement. You also, you know, you could do this with live flowers. It won't last as long, but definitely try it out with live flowers. And you know, same principles basically. I just like the faux because they just last so much longer. So a live arrangement might last you 2 weeks possibly if you're really good about changing the water. And they're nice and they have their place. Funny story though, lilies actually make me sneeze. Real lilies. So I keep them outside. I tend to not like them inside just because I am a little bit allergic to them. But anyway, I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed this new sort of refreshed arrangement made from what we did the last time. And obviously, please like and subscribe. And check out all of my other videos on Rex Living. I've got lots of different things on there. I've got travel, design, cooking, all kinds of things, shopping. So definitely check those out. And we'll see you in the next video. And thanks for watching.